Hello, welcome back. Last time I attempted to get temperature anomaly done, but got super stuck in two rooms, this one and this one, for fairly different reasons. This one was very execution heavy, this one had some sort of trick to it that I just did not get. Now I did realize that I missed something kind of important here. Let me just step in this checkpoint to make sure I have a good place to restore to. If I restore to the beginning of this room, and watch a little more closely what happens here exactly. Those guys stab all those things. At this point, this is Construct on thin ice, Golem Corpse on thin ice. Bomb explodes. What this tutorial is actually teaching me is that the creation of a stepping stone takes precedence over the destruction of the thing that would fall to become a stepping stone. So thin ice is destroyed, then stepping stones are created, then the rest of the explosion is processed. So if there's a tutorial like that, in an entry that's otherwise this tricky, I should pay close attention and not assume that I just know what it needs me to know. So in addition, somebody pointed out a possible better shape that I could use for this stuff. How could I easily demonstrate this? So right, for one thing, yeah, okay, I could just pull all these down here, kill them, and play around in the ice. So for one thing, not having to drop the ice first, being able to just kill the golems in the position from wherever, however, is going to be a good thing. So the shape was something like... Let's see. Let's say those weren't dropped and I was just here. If I made a... Let's see, how would this work? There's another one... No, what about like... South... Southwest, northwest, west. Yeah, okay, so here, 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 and here. That way, yeah, I didn't think of the idea of, having the roaches have to go back north to get back to solid ground. I was trying to just let them filter down, stay out of the certain columns so that I could keep them from going too far south, but this is a much better idea. So, what I want to do is create that shape, somehow, in a way that's probably going to be much easier now that I understand what the tutorial was telling me. And that should solve the puzzle. So I can preserve a bunch of golems for going up north. The rest of you just die. Just get out of my hair. Leave me alone. Okay, now. This can happen at any... You know what? I actually might want here. Actually might want is this. Okay, so that's 6 there. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I need 5 out of these 6. Let's see if I can make that happen. So I'm going to come up this way. Come up this way, actually. Yeah, I can shuffle them over like that. Is that what I want to do? Not sure yet. Alright, so you could totally be the southernmost one. I'd rather you were in a different place, though, slightly. So how about this? So that makes a stepping stone. Then I would want you... Sure, you could go there. Okay, well this is not quite doing what I'd like it to. Maybe I could do this. I could do that. And then... if I could just, like... that won't quite work. I need you to be coming farther from the east, so... I'm gonna have to do this differently then. Yeah, okay, right. The northernmost one is the hardest, so let's just do it now like that. I need to kill somebody here, here, and here. See, I'm not sure yet how I'm going to get this spot. It's probably going to be from this one. Okay, so let's work on that. I don't need all of these. I can kill one and still have enough for the rest. Right, so stealth could also play a role. Well, I mean, I could get you into one of the positions I need, I think. Alright, that's a start, but I'm running out of thin ice. And that moves you around, which is something I'm not sure I'm ready to do, but if I stealth, yeah, okay. There are a lot of problems with what I'm trying to do. I might be able to circle around and try again, especially utilizing stealth in some clever way. I needed more ground here. Like, I would have to get you up to the north of me in order to have you in a position where I could stab you there, and that's just not going to happen. I mean, yes, I could at least probably do... yeah, I could at least probably do this. Alright, so I would just need one more killed right here. Is there any possible way I could set that up? What if you were in this position, and then after that you were in this position? I would go around here. Yes, I can move you into that position, but only by dying to you. Okay, so what if you were here? Then maybe from this angle, yeah, this looks promising. Alright, let me just ditch out this guy, because I don't need him, but I can get you up to me and kill you there. Perfect. Okay, so that should be the shape I need. Let's hope this works. So thanks for that tip. I could perhaps have arrived at that shape on my own, but I'm totally happy to take the recommendation. And I think this will totally work. Yeah, cool. Yay! Roach is dead, room solved. Awesome. Okay. Well, that was cool. Any puzzle like that where I have to draw my own... Really now? This is a secret room. The passage was so thin I didn't even notice it was magenta. Alright, so it's a secret room because it's super nasty. I've heard there's some sort of cheap trick to it that I need to figure out. I'm gonna give it a try now, but not spend, like, forever on it if I don't get it too quickly. I just want to reevaluate all constraints. I did see something that I thought I might be able to do, which could be fun, but first, let's do a pressure plate check. So this would be the first one Beethro steps on. It opens this and those. The effect of that is that the construct has a brained path to Beethro via... yeah, I'll just trace it out here. So that's his brained path to Beethro. The obvious action was to let him follow that, use the Fegundo to toggle these force arrows at just the right time, so the construct can make that walk all the way over there, step on that plate, and then step on this. The problem with that was that I couldn't convince the construct to step here before taking this path, and the Fegundo explosion here melts this thin ice, so the construct no longer had a way back, because he has to come back all the way and step on that to open those things. I looked for ways to explode the Fegundo on this pressure plate or this pressure plate. That seemed impossible. The one room element that I don't understand even slightly is this long path all the way around the outside. It seems to me like the only reason I would want that is if I'm guiding an unbrained construct around. Now, I had the idea that perhaps I could actually unbrain the construct by doing different things with Fegundo. Now, I'm looking at a note I wrote to myself of just things to try. Just to rule this out, does it do anything if I hit this thing? It does not, it just drops the Fegundo, nothing interesting happens. Okay, so that's ruled out. Reevaluated all constraints. Pretty sure I know exactly what those do. They toggle the arrows, let the construct through. This one opens them so the arrows aren't an issue anymore. That one's the problem one. These I just want to disable, by which I mean not allow the construct to step on them, because they would close the way to the brain and nothing reopens that. Okay, so that's all verified. Nothing else opens this. This pressure plate does open this, which lets Beethro out. Okay, so that's his way out. This does open. Now, wait a minute, why does that open? Why does that disable that force arrow? That's interesting. What reason would there be for that? The reason would be so that the construct has a brained path to me, so I think that's the only purpose of that. Okay. Okay, so that was most of my notes. The one idea that I had for a thing to try is that perhaps I could use the Fegundo in this manner. You know how they stop on force arrows and ortho squares? What if it sat exactly there? A live Fegundo is a not a brain visible obstacle. Oh, he just wants to sit there. But he's trying to make an unbrained move right now, right? Okay. Okay, I think I have something, actually. This gives Beethro a reason to move around. Okay, right. So when the construct gets stuck and can't step there, he wants to make an unbrained move. One thing that I noticed that sort of led me to this was that there's extra ice here. So this allows me to drop one extra bit of ice. Construct is still unbrained. Oh, not true because of this. Well, this is interesting then. So do I have to somehow drop that? Yes, okay, I think I could do that. Okay, well, this is a start. So, Fegundo interference. Is that going to be possible? Can I cause you to step... I don't think so. I cannot cause you to step here because the Fegundo doesn't win that race. And there's nothing I can do to give myself an extra turn somehow, or convince the construct to not step there. I already checked if a Fegundo in any state of livingness or respawning is a brain visible obstacle. They're not. Here, I'll just go ahead and verify that, just to be absolutely sure. Yeah, putting it there does not affect that in any way. Okay, but I do have the beginning of something. The issue that I have is that this path is still open. It doesn't look like I can do anything to close it off, other than getting the construct to step here instead of here, and that's just as impossible as this same problem, it seems. Unless I can just slow him down. I can't, like, turn invisible. None of this is shallow water. None of this thin ice is over shallow water. I don't have any invisibility potions or other things I could do. Going through the tunnel is just to go from here to here. Okay, but I did find a way to unbrain myself from the construct for a brief moment until he steps there, and then... Well, that's interesting. So I can't let him step there. The Fegundo definitely needs to go to this location. I just wish I could do something with it first. So Beethro is going to want to be up north. Let me try this one more time, just in case I missed something about it. Like, I can't cut this path off entirely. I can't have him drop both this and this. Even though I think if I slowed down the Fegundo by one turn, by doing something like that, yeah, I caused him to step here instead of here, which unfortunately has fully dropped the path to Beethro. So I have to keep that open in order to get him back here, because I can't go through the ortho square even though the brain thinks he can. So, alright, so if I can't fix that, and I can't melt this ice, then let's work a little more with the idea of putting a Fegundo there. I get the option of holding the construct in place for a little while until Beethro gets this far. If the Fegundo moves, he immediately steps there. If I stand here, he still is going to want to step there. If I stand here, he's going to walk back to me because of this path. And that's why this does not appear to work. Yeah, so let's see what he does exactly. Does that get stuck? Okay, well... So this remains super nasty. There's no way to get the Fegundo there faster. What if I toggled this early? Then the construct wouldn't be able to get anywhere, unless I could also hit this, but that opens when I step in that pressure plate, so Fegundo can't explode there. I can walk all the way around and hit this from the south, which makes absolutely no difference to anything, so there's no reason I would ever do that. Yeah, no, if I just had one more Fegundo turn, like I counted this out, it's 11 for the construct, 12 for the Fegundo, to get to this location. If I could just get him to step there. But I can't unbrain B-throw that way. And yeah, I tried slowing down the Fegundo and got him to step here instead of here, but that just closes off the path. So I don't see how this leads anywhere, even though it does something. Okay, well, my exploration has been in the north. What if I do it in the south? Maybe I need to disrupt the construct in a different way so that he can't sidestep in that particular spot. Okay, well, let's see. How could I... See, if he goes there, he's just stuck forever. And closes off the brain, so it's double bad. I've had enough of you. You just explode. That doesn't help me kill a brain. Okay, so... Now, what was the point of doing that? The point of doing that was so that he would drop this ice and remove a brained path to B-throw. Okay, so maybe I can do that later. Maybe doing it then is just the wrong time. If I'm doing it down here... Well, let's find out. Take this to its logical conclusion. I want you there, actually. You do that. Now, walking that path is totally fine. He drops this, which means that path is no longer even a thing anyway, so eliminating that wouldn't actually have helped me. Okay, so let's see what he does here. Interesting. Okay, so I think there's more to this. So I can have him make unbrained moves there. Alright, so I think during this whole journey, B-throw needs to be moving over to what spot? This spot, maybe? Somewhere around here. So, okay, during that entire journey, B-throw needs to be moving. Quickest way to get there is via the tunnel. Fegundo goes there, and I want to move nowish. That worked. Do I want you... Where do I want you exactly? Probably here? No. Probably here. Now see, that's not... Well, I do have just enough time to kind of get into this general region. Actually, yeah, this will be okay. Fegundo can't quite make it where it needs to go from there, though. So, well, I mean, I can just park it there already. There's no reason not to. Okay, so I'm here. Hi, Construct. You're gonna behave like that. And see, now, since you've stepped like that, you've already dropped the wrong ice. So I wonder... about many things. You want to go there. If I could use... What if I were to disrupt your path with the Fegundo? That's going to be a major pain to do. See, now he's dropped his way to get there, which is not what I want. Okay, so if Fegundo face were to be positioned differently. This is not quite the right position to manipulate this, because Fegundo moves first, of course. So I need to be, what, one later? Okay. I have influenced the way the construct is walking. Not in a useful way, but I've done it. Okay, so if you came in from another angle... what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to make him walk on this ice instead of this ice. Doing that... Let's see, and then the Fegundo would need to make it here. I don't think those two things are compatible with each other. But what I do want to do is park the Fegundo in a different place. Because that's much more conducive to getting where I need to go. So let's just play with these things. Let's see, what did I want to do? No, don't drop that one. But perhaps if you went... no. Alright, so that's not doing what I want yet. What do I want? I would want... So once you're in this row, you'll stay there. You have no reason to step back north. So I only need one little bit of disruption, so which the Fegundo could do from... like that. Problem is, there's no possible way I can then get the Fegundo all the way here. That's definitely not happening. Okay, so the earliest point at which I could do that would be here. This spot. Oops. This spot. Because I need to keep this here for the... Okay, so... Fegundo here when construct wants to step there. Okay. So right, let's work at this backward. Once again, I'm going to try... that sort of position. That makes him step there, he stays in that row, and that's pretty cool. But there's no possible way that after that happens, the Fegundo can then beat him there and say, well, is there? Okay, so I would need the Fegundo to be moving west. I don't feel like this is leading me to a good solution. In fact, this is just one tiny step along the way, and I'm not actually sure what I want to do after it. So this might all just be a terrible idea. But let's at least see what happens when I line those two elements up the way I want them to go. Well, sure, you explode, but if I go one turn earlier... I can't do it from that angle because of that. Okay, so if I did this... Okay, so that's how that would happen. Okay. You know, that could be worse. I don't think it's done what I want it to do, but it's done something. Interesting. Yeah, I see a trick here. If I could have had him drop that one... Okay, how can I have him drop that one? By waiting a moment. Drop that. However, now I can't get the Fegundo there. Okay, well, I'm getting something at least. Or could I have had him do it like this? Yes? Yeah, no. Because the force arrow path... The force arrow here makes sure he can't take that path immediately if he doesn't have... I don't want him to have a path to this from here, but I do from here. And then... Well, okay, so let me evaluate whether this is actually doing anything good for me. It is. It puts... It's not. It's not, because it doesn't let the Fegundo win the race from here to here, because I still have to toggle this. But is there some way it lets the construct be unbrained toward me? No, not because of this path it does not. So could I have had him drop? Yeah, maybe I'm focusing on the wrong thing. What if I have him drop this? He would still have this backward... Okay, so I think that's part of the solution too, maybe? So what, I'm going to wait one more? No? Certainly don't want to wait. I want to go one earlier. And one souther. Which means one later now. Well, this is fiddly. Dude, man, like, have fun doing this without unlimited undo. Why are you behaving that way? Why do you step east instead of southeast? So you would prefer to go south. You would prefer to go south, I assert. How does east get you closer to your goal better than southeast does? Alright, so nuances of braininess. So, what, I wait one more and then go one more south? See, now that doesn't work. In order to get him to drop this, he would have to be on the outside edge for all of that, and a brained creature isn't going to want that. So if the Fegundo were following along this entire time... that, but one turn earlier? Well, the same thing just kind of happened. But I can change it in various ways. Like this. But then you make the wrong move. You like to go west instead of south. That makes sense. Everything prefers northwest over southeast. Can I do that a turn later? Can I do that another turn later? No! No! So dropping this in order to break that path just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Doing this I determined was impossible because of... Well, maybe I'm getting closer to something, but you know what? Like I said, I don't want to just be stuck in that all day. Where am I in the hold at this point? So I cleared all the required rooms here. That's not the exit I wanted to take, actually, because I can take the real one. The one that lets me conquer the place. As Beethor walked down the staircase, reality slowly repaired itself and the temperature stabilized before he could right-click by accident. Temperature anomaly, restore. Before he could fully grasp what was happening, Beethor found himself back where he had started with a big, half-eaten chunk of piping hot roach burger on the table. That does it, Beethor thought to himself. I'm going vegan. What does that have to do with anything? Alright, so at least that's clear as far as the hub is concerned. Ugh. Well, that was a mess, and I'm going to have to come back to it someday. Just for some variety, let's go ahead and take a peek into Frosted Cabin. By Chaco, second place. Okay, that's where I have to step. It was the middle of winter when Beethor decided to do some more freelance Smite Master work. To put a little more money away for his life savings, he looked at the map, then back at the building. Yep, this was the place, even if it was absolutely deserted. Oh, cool. So would this just take me back out? Yeah, okay. So no stairs in this entry. I can go a few ways. I can go south. I cannot go south, because that's... there are no rooms there. Alright, well, B3 wants to faithfully do his job here and actually clear out the place. B3 Budkin, is it? Yep, you left your door open. Yes, it was getting a bit stuffy in here. And your statues outside are facing the wrong way. That was a joke by the sculptors, but the money's changed hands already. It's too late and too expensive to do anything about it. Actually, it smells really moldy in here. Yes, are you quite done? The Literature Association meeting is here in a couple of days. My staff already checked the lower floors and they're fine. But we need you to clear out the ground floor. Alright, I'll handle it. Good, I shall see you downstairs when you're finished. Alright, cool. I see this, so that's... okay, interesting. So this might almost be a multi-level entry, maybe. Neat. Just a quick peek. Alright, so this is a thin ice exhibition of sorts here, it looks like. Alright, so I can walk out of this at any time, go back there in case I have any insight for what to do with the Fegundo and that really messy room. He's left to go do something else. Alright, more likely I'll just probably continue with this next time and leave that room for later. I think Pearl said it was the last room he solved in this entire compilation, and that might be the case for me too, possibly. Alright, see you next time for Frosty Cabin.